Hey, happy days, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, also known as Pajama Grandma. Today is day 508 of What's She Up To Now. Just sharing the journey and documenting the journey. Okay, selfishly, mostly for myself, but also to share the lessons learned with you in case you're on the same journey or want to go on the same journey as well. And I am journeying and documenting the business journey as I transition from the offline world of brick and mortar businesses to the online world of success in businesses and generating an income. My goal initially was to duplicate my offline business success online and making it so that I could do what I want, where I want, when I want, with whomever I want, wearing whatever I want. And the reason Jack of all trades came up today is I do this little blurb every morning where I go live on my Facebook page to talk about an idiom. And why do I go on my page to talk about an idiom or an expression? Well, a couple of reasons. Number one, to get my voice awake in the morning, which is really selfish, right? But I don't know about you. I make my videos first thing in the morning, and sometimes I wake up with a gravel, gritty voice, and I can't even talk. So it wakes my voice up. That's part of why I started doing my Happy Every Day segment. I do Happy Every Day, and this one's really selfish. It's because I want more happiness in my life. I wanted to make sure that I was focusing on what's working in my life, not what's not working in my life. Because I think our human tendency is to focus on what's broken, what's not right, what's not perfect yet. And when we do that, we're unhappy. And I was like noticing that I was doing that, even though I strive and teach and think and believe that I don't do that. I caught myself doing that as well, focusing on what wasn't working instead of what was. And because there's a whole lot of stuff that is working in my life, there's other stuff that isn't working so well in my life. And that got me into doing these idioms also, to just wake up my voice and talk about things. Now, Jack of all trades, master of none. I love this topic because Jack of all trades means to be good at a lot of different things. And I think all of us human beings are good at a lot of different things. And that expression has been around since the 1600s, really, when it was first established. Jack meant a person in the trades, a person with just a name for a craftsman. Anybody was called a jack, right? There's other versions of Jack, but we'll just go with that. So Jack became a really common way to describe somebody that was good at all different things. So a Jack of all trades was somebody that was really good at different things in life, like a handyman. Think of a handyman. I think of a handyman is often really a good Jack of all trades, or a Jill of all trades. Let's not be gender biased, in this politically correct world that we live in. So being a Jack of all trades was considered a good thing, right? Until the late 19th century, when it was added and master of none. And I think it was added as and master of none to kind of justify and make people feel better about being really good at a specific thing, to master a specific thing in their life or that they do. And I think it also probably was influenced by our education system, where we specialize and we decide, okay, this is what I'm going to be when I grow up, and therefore I'm going to go to school and I'm going to study this. Or maybe I'm not going to go to school, but I'm going to study this area of focus and I'm going to become really, really good and proficient and a master of it, or an expert of it. And it's imperative that we do that, but we also have to be a Jack of all trades in order to survive our lives, right? We have to have some sort of ability to function in different aspects and areas of our life. I mean, financially, physically, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and making a contribution to other people in the world, to interact with other people and connect with other people, or just to connect and contribute something positive to the world. We have to kind of balance all of those things and be good, at least proficient at most of them, in order to survive, right? If we can't meet our physical needs, if we can't take care of ourselves, how long are we going to last? Not very long. If we don't figure out a way to interact with other people, because pretty much all of our lives involve some kind of communication or interaction with other human beings. If we don't figure out a way to do that, we're not going to get very far. So in a lot of aspects, we have to be a Jack of all trades to survive in life. I mean, women especially. Can you imagine if women couldn't multitask? Don't know how long or how far the species would continue to exist. That's my own personal opinion. But I love it because there's such a discussion about ability to multitask or not. And men tend to be on the side of multitasking is impossible. Women are on the side of, yeah, multitasking is a total thing. You've got to be able to do it. Now, can we argue that you're not giving 100% of your conscious attention to something if you're multitasking? Duh. Yes, of course. But look at all the things that are going on simultaneously with us at any given time, right? And that's because we have this cool thing called the subconscious that runs so many things on autopilot for us. Now, sometimes it runs things well on autopilot, some things not so much. But that is a discussion for another day. We're talking about jack of all trades. So being a jack of all trades is imperative in some aspects, but it's hard and difficult when it comes to the narrow focus of making a living and making money and building our businesses and growing our businesses. Especially online, I've found this to be true. In the offline world, I was an engineer and my focus was quality and systems and process improvement, things like that, and continuous improvement. That was my area of expertise in the corporate world. And I've had lots of businesses and have been in lots of different industries, but my manufacturing business was my favorite. So when I went into and having a manufacturing business, it was Italian food manufacturing. It wasn't other types of food. It wasn't other products or services. It was Italian food manufacturing. We handmade Italian food for 35 plus years. So we had a handful of products that we made, and they were all specifically Italian food. And maybe it's because the world is getting so big and so noisy and so loud, and there's so much competition, and there's so many people doing so similar things. You have to find a way to be an expert at something and stand out so that you can get enough people's attention to succeed in your business. This is ever so true on the internet, and I found it as part of my personal journey. It has been, and it still continues to be, one of my own personal biggest challenges is narrowing down and picking one thing, one group of people that I want to serve. And it's interesting. I started out thinking I wanted to serve business owners and entrepreneurs, and I still do. That's my main group of people that I do serve, and women business owners in particular is my now focus. Although most of my customers are still men, most of my clients are still men. I'm transitioning that because I want to make an impact, make more of a contribution by helping more women to succeed in their businesses and in their life. But I also want to narrow that down even more. And this is the area I've been personally resisting, and it's because it is such an emotionally laden topic and aspect of my life that I really don't share with other people. I've had chronic pain and chronic illnesses for, oh my gosh, pretty much my whole life. But in my 20s, I was bedridden for 3 years, and then I had health challenges throughout my life and throughout my career, up to and including blindness. I have really funky eyes. I mean, I don't know if you've noticed the magnifying glass, but I cannot see it all out of my left eye, and my right eye is taking that same track to the point now where I'm legally blind. And that's a personal journey that I now have to address and deal with. I've been procrastinating, ignoring it, and acting as if it wasn't going to happen for 30 years now, although I pretty much knew it was going to happen. And I've had 30 awesome years of being able to see out of one eye. And it's just been the last couple of years that it's really taken the same path as my left eye and been really deteriorating. And I don't talk about it because who wants to have a blind business person leading them in anything? Now, I'm not 100% blind, right? I still can see things, but it means that I personally don't feel I'm as proficient at visual things as I used to be. Now, it's interesting, the things that I can still pick up that other people don't. Because of my past history in different industries I've been in, I developed a special ability to do different things that do or do not involve my eyes. But that's the specialty and the narrow focus I'm going down in order to help people and teach people with chronic pain and other, challenges, actual real challenges. Not, oh, I'm scared to do this. Now, I'm not putting down I'm scared to do this, because I'm scared to do a lot of things too. But I'm saying people that actually have disabilities and challenges and need help to create the life that they want. And I've been scared to go down that road and have that be my narrow focus. That'll be, I'm working as part of the 90-day influencer live video challenge. That is my area of focus, is women with chronic pain who need to make a living, who need to figure out that they can, no matter what their level of pain, no matter what their situation, no matter if they're bedridden, been there, or if they've dropped dead, been there too, or whatever their level of whatever their situation is. Now, okay, I'm not saying everybody can get out of this, and a lot of it is deciding how we're going to deal with our challenges, because we all have challenges, right? All of us have challenges, and it's how we react to those challenges that determines what the outcome is going to be for us. Now, are my eyes a challenge? Heck yeah. Am I going to let them stop me? Yeah, I don't think so. Will I need more help with like my editing and things? Absolutely, which is maybe because I should have had more help with that a couple years ago. It's just the universe signaling to me that, hey, it's time to really step up your game and get help with this. Build your team out and let people delegate to, and let other people do some of the things that you just don't need to be doing anymore. But it comes from my propensity to be a jack of all trades. And I guess I'm a master at quite a few things, but my areas of expertise and things I love to do are few and far between, right? The things that we're super stupendous at, there's a couple things that we're known for, each of us. and some people are much better at picking hey, this is my one thing. My one thing is NLP. My one thing is high ticket sales. My one thing is whatever it is for you. And, Steve Larson, I think, of offers. And he's good at a lot of things, just like Russell Brunson. Russell Brunson, marketing, man, funnels. But that's when you hear his name, that's what you think of. Tony Robbins, you think personal development. Dean Graziosi, I think real estate. There's certain people, Oprah Winfrey, you think, an amazing media connector and communicator. But we hear people's names and we think of them for their area of expertise. We don't, or their unique level of genius. We don't think of them for all of the other things that they're great at, because they're great at many, many things, right? All of us are. All of us human beings, or we wouldn't have lasted this long. So, are you a jack of all trades? Or are you more of a focused expert on something? And even if you're a jack of all trades, is there an area of expertise that you are focusing on? I would love to see that in the comments below. I'd love to have a discussion with you about that. I am definitely building out my team now. The days of me doing too much myself are over, and they need to change. And I've known that for a long time. I thought that transitioning from the brick and mortar, and it's really funny because in the offline world, I had lots of people that I was always involved with and that were part of my organizations. And it wasn't until, excuse me, I went online that I got this weird belief that, I had to figure everything else out. I had to figure it all out myself. I had to figure it all out. And then I would build my team, or I'd have to figure each thing out, and then I could delegate it to someone. Well, you know what? That is an absolute crazy false belief. I don't have to figure it all out. All I have to do is identify who knows how to do this, or who can help me with this, and get them to do it, and help, hire them to do it, have them be a part of the team to do the things that I am not awesome at. Editing video, graphic design. I like the way certain things look, but it takes me forever to do things like that. Excuse my voice today. I don't know. I did wake up with a little cloggy voice. I always blame the weather. Whenever anything's going on with me, I don't blame myself. I always blame the weather. Do you know why? Because that's something outside of me that I can't control, and I can't feel bad about it. It just is what it is. And so for me, putting something like that, I've got a cloggy voice. It must be the humidity. It must be the weather. My joints are achy today. It must be the change in pressure. It must be the weather. And a lot of times it is. So that's why I do that. So 90-day challenge, day 48 today, working on, I'm teaching how to do, I think I mentioned this yesterday, the sideways presentation. So you're taking an overall big presentation and breaking it down into little pieces and little chunks and feeding it to your audience a little bit at a time in an interesting and entertaining way. So today we are doing, we're on phase 2, which is the solution that you provide, your answer to whatever their problem is, and then the new opportunity you're providing them, the new solution. You're trying to get them out of what they've been doing that isn't working into your thing that will work for them. And so we're telling the old story. Yesterday we did the robe, and today we're doing the old story. We're telling the old story that they're probably telling themselves that's going on in their head. And then tomorrow we will give them a promise of solving their problem. So breaking it down into little pieces, doing that. 4-year-old should be here anytime now, so I'm going to get moving and get that 90-day challenge done. Go out, make it a fantastic day. Just ask yourself, am I needing to specialize in something? Am I needing to delegate? Am I needing to do anything different? Or if everything's fine, that's awesome. Just check off the box. Yep, I am excellent at all these things. I'm good at all these things, but I'm awesome at this 1 or 2 things. That's it. Go out, make it an awesome day. I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow. Bye.